Welcome back to WikiLert.
Today, we're talking about a pair of stories that have the fight community buzzing. The recent meeting between MMA icons Mirko CroCop Filipović and Stipe Miočić, two Croatian heavyweights whose paths have crossed in training and admiration for years. And the chaotic incident involving Miran Fabjan at FNC 24, the massive Fight Nation championship event in Zagreb on September 6, 2025. If you're a fan of the sport, you know CroCop's a legend whose left high kick defined an era, and Miočić the humble firefighter who became a UFC champion. Together, they represent the grit of Croatian MMA. And the Fabjan drama? It's the kind of ringside tension that turns a fight night into folklore. So, grab a drink, get comfy, and let's break it all down like we're octagon side. Covering the CroCop Miočić connection, the FNC 24 chaos, and why these moments still resonate in the fight game. Let's get into it. Let's start with the heartwarming and inspiring side of things. The long-standing bond between Mirko CroCop Filipović and Stipe Miočić, two Croatian warriors who've shared the cage, the gym, and a deep mutual respect that goes beyond borders. Mirko Filipović, born in 1974 in Vinkovci, Croatia, is a name that needs no introduction. He's the man who terrorized heavyweights in Pride FC with his devastating left high kick, winning the 2006 Pride Openweight Grand Prix and becoming a K1 World Grand Prix finalist. From his days as a police anti-terrorist unit member in the Luko unit, earning him the CroCop moniker, to his UFC run where he avenged losses like his 2007 knockout to Gabriel Gonzaga with brutal elbows in 2015, CroCop's career spanned kickboxing and MMA, retiring in 2019 with a record of November 2nd, 38 after triumphs in Rizin and Bellator. He's not just a fighter, he's a symbol of Croatian pride, with a legacy that includes training camps that shaped the next generation. Stipe Miočić, born in 1982 in Ohio to Croatian immigrant parents, grew up idolizing CroCop. As a Croatian American, Miočić's roots run deep. He's a former firefighter and paramedic who became the UFC heavyweight champion, defending the title a record for times with wins over legends like Fabricio Verdum, Daniel Cormier twice, and Francis Ngannou. His humble style, blending wrestling from Cleveland State University with knockout power, made him a fan favorite, but it was CroCop who inspired him from the start. Their connection dates back to 2014 when Miočić, then ranked number 7 in the UFC, visited Croatia for the first time to meet his idol. CroCop welcomed him into his Zagreb home and gym, where they trained together, shared stories, and bonded over their shared heritage. Miočić called it the best day ever, and CroCop praised his humility, saying in interviews that Miočić's the kind of champion who doesn't need trash talk to shine. That meeting wasn't just a one-off. It marked the beginning of a mentorship, with Miočić crediting CroCop for tips on facing tough opponents like Mark Hunt, whom CroCop fought twice in Pride and K1. Their paths crossed again in 2015 when CroCop returned to the UFC and invited Miočić to train in Croatia ahead of his rematch with Gonzaga. Miočić, preparing for his own fight against Hunt, spent 2 weeks in Zagreb, sparring and absorbing knowledge from the legend. CroCop, who rarely did full MMA sparring earlier in his career, used Miočić to sharpen his ground game, while Miočić gained invaluable striking advice. He taught me some things, Miočić said, and it was awesome to see family and train with my hero. CroCop echoed the sentiment, calling Miočić a divan I pre-krazen Kavček, wonderful and beautiful man, and noting his modesty cost him popularity in the UFC's circus-like environment compared to fighters like Conor McGregor. Even in 2019, amid rumors of tension, CroCop once mentioned deleting Miočić from Facebook over a spat with a Slovenian fighter. Their respect endured. CroCop clarified in a 2020 Instagram Live that Miočić is a Pravi Champion, true champion, and Miočić has always named CroCop as his top influence, surpassing even Fedor Emelianenko in his eyes. Fast forward to 2025, and their bond got a fresh spotlight at FNC 24, the Fight Nation championship event in Zagreb on September 6th. CroCop, now 50 and retired, but still a fixture in the Croatian MMA scene, was in the corner for Matej Batinic, who defended his light heavyweight title against Andres Ramos with a unanimous decision win. Miočić, the UFC's most successful heavyweight ever with a 15-5 record and 5 title defenses, was in the crowd as a special guest, soaking in the atmosphere and supporting his Croatian roots. The two legends met backstage, sharing a warm embrace and chatting about the fights, with Miočić praising Batinic's performance and CroCop joking about Miočić's retirement plans after his 2024 loss to John Jones. Photos and videos of their reunion went viral on social media, with fans calling it a Croatian MMA dream team moment. Miočić, who's been vocal about his Croatian pride, visiting Zagreb multiple times and even rooting for a Fedor vs. CroCop rematch, used the occasion to shout out the FNC promotion, saying it's building the next generation of fighters like I trained with. CroCop, ever the mentor, reciprocated, telling Miočić, "You're the best we've got, keep representing us." It was a feel-good reunion amid the event's chaos, reminding everyone why these two are pillars of the sport. Now, let's shift to the drama that stole the show at FNC 24, the Miran Fabjan incident, a near brawl that had the arena on edge and CroCop stepping in like the legend he is. FNC 24, held at Arena Zagreb, was one of the biggest events in the promotion's history, drawing thousands for 12 fights, including Batinic's title defense and other matchups, like Filip Pejic vs. A. Yankovic and T. Abramovic vs. P. Grabowski. Miran Slow-Rocky Fabjan, the 40-year-old Slovenian heavyweight and FNC veteran with a record of 15-5, was supposed to face Aleksandar Ilić but pulled out due to injury. Still, Fabjan showed up to support his team, Trojan, cheering loudly for fighters like Ivan Vitasović, who defended his heavyweight title against Darko Stošić with a unanimous decision. Fabjan's vocal support, yelling advice, and hyping Vitasović rubbed Stošić's camp the wrong way, especially trainer David Radulović, who confronted Fabjan mid-fight, telling him to shut up and escalating into a verbal spat that nearly turned physical. The tension boiled over after Vitasovic's win, with Fabjan and Radulović exchanging heated words near the octagon. Fabjan, known for his fiery personality and past controversies like his 2023 loss to Hatef Murray at FNC 23, didn't back down, and things got so intense that security had to step in. That's when CroCop, in Batinic's corner, intervened like a boss. Videos circulating online show him getting between the two, grabbing Fabjan and saying, "Slušaj, Majmian Jedan, listen, you monkey 1A." Classic CroCop line that diffused the situation with his authority and humor. Fabjan backed off and the crowd erupted, turning a potential brawl into a memorable moment. Zelg Galizic, an MMA trainer, shared the clip on social media, captioning it with the chaos, and it went viral, with fans praising CroCop for keeping the peace. Fabjan later downplayed it, saying it was just passion for the sport, but the incident highlighted the rivalries in regional MMA, especially between Slovenian and Croatian camps. FNC 24 was a massive success overall, with sold-out crowds and high-stakes fights, but the Fabjan drama added that extra edge. The event featured wins like Filip Duric over Stipe Miočić and Marko Ankic over M. Kazakinski, but Vitasovic's title defense and Batinic's win were the highlights. Miočić, in the audience, was spotted cheering for Batinic and later met with CroCop backstage, where they swapped stories about their careers and the Croatian fight scene. Miočić, who's been retired since his 2024 loss but still trained sporadically, said the event reminded him of his early days, and CroCop joked about getting him back in the cage for an exhibition. The reunion and incident together made FNC 24 a night to remember, blending respect for legends with the raw energy of the sport. Why do these moments matter? The CroCop Miočić meeting is a beautiful nod to mentorship and heritage in MMA. CroCop, who inspired Miočić from his Pride days, has been a guiding light for Croatian fighters, and seeing them together at FNC 24 shows the sport's family ties. Miočić, with his 5 UFC title defenses and firefighter heroism, credits CroCop for sharpening his skills, and their 2015 training camp in Zagreb, where Miočić helped CroCop prep for Gonzaga while learning striking against Hunt, was legendary. Even amid 2019 rumors of tension, CroCop mentioning deleting Miočić from Facebook over a spat, their respect shines through, with CroCop calling Miočić a true champion in 2020. The Fabjan incident, on the other hand, captures MMA's intensity. Fabjan's passion nearly sparked a brawl, but CroCop's intervention showed class and authority, turning potential ugliness into a viral highlight. FNC, as Southeastern Europe's top promotion, thrives on these stories, with events like FNC 24 drawing thousands and streaming to millions. The fan reaction has been electric. Social media exploded with clips of CroCop diffusing the Fabjan drama, one post saying, "CroCop the Peacemaker, legend status." For the Miočić CroCop meet, fans are nostalgic, with comments like, "Two Croatian goats together chills." Reddit threads dissect their history, one user writing from 2014 meet to FNC 24, their bond is MMA gold. The event's success has FNC hyped for FNC 25, with calls for a CroCop vs. Miočić exhibition. These stories remind us MMA is more than fights. It's about connections, rivalries, and the Croatian spirit pushing the sport forward. What do you think? Should CroCop and Miočić do an exhibition, or was the Fabjan incident too close to the edge? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like if you're a fan of Croatian MMA, and subscribe for more fight breakdowns. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for rocking with me. Let's keep the MMA fire burning, fam.